The paint tools live under the second tab. You have the regular brush tool, eyedropper, and a projection. We'll start with the paintbrush. In the paintbrush, without any paint layers created, when you click on your object, you'll be prompted to enter the name of the paint layer, the size and the file format, and which type of layer you'll be painting out. Diffuse is the color itself, specular would be light, gloss is the highlights within the light, opacity, incandescence, and onward. Two very important ones would be bump and normal. With this, you can paint out the indentations of the model without actually changing the structure of the model. So color and diffuse channel, and clicking OK. Underneath properties is the color of paint. You still have access to all the other properties that exist under sculpt, such as size, strength of the brush, mirroring. With paint and the paintbrush selected, you now have color. Going to select a color. And with mirroring turned back on, you can paint out your object. You have access to flooding, flood the paint layer to get it done quicker. Going back up to the color layer and selecting another color and beginning painting. Just like with sculpt, you have the ability to create more layers. Undo this, under new, create a new layer, and maybe this is the color red layer. Still painting on the diffuse channel. Pick out red, and you can paint red onto your object. This is on a layer. At any time, you could turn on and off the layer, or you could throw out that layer. Combining the concepts covered on the sculpting video of stencil and stamp, these could be applied to the paint layer. I'm going to create a new layer. I still have red selected. I'm going to turn off mirroring. For stamp, I'll pick out this stamp. And as you paint, you're painting with that type of brush. You could switch brushes. So this is the stamp brush. We'll throw away this layer. Right click, delete selected, create a new layer. Instead of stamp, I'm going to turn the stamp off and now go into stencil and pick up this as a stencil and then paint with it. Stenciling gives you a quick way to texturize the whole object. I'm going to undo. I'm going to select a different texture. And use that. As you can see, stencil is a great way to quickly texturize a model. This was the diffuse layer. I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to create a new layer, and that layer is going to be the normal map layer. And selecting normal from here. Normals create visual indentations on your model from a three-dimensional point of view. Making sure my stencil and stamp are off, picking up my paintbrush, picking a color where white would be on the surface and black would be indentations onto that surface. So making that brush smaller, decreasing the magnitude of the brush. Zooming in. And when you paint, you're painting an indentation into that surface without actually sculpting the surface. I'm going to flood my model on the color layer with white. I'm going to go to the normal layer, pick up a stencil. And I'll increase my paintbrush size. And go around the model. I'm going to turn off the stencil. Normal maps give the illusion of indentations on a surface. Normal maps give the illusion of indentations on a surface without actually creating any extra geometry.